Hiya. Um, Today I'm going to talk about just some of the concerns that people sometimes say when they first meet us, and we get comments like, "Oh, I'm so glad I found you. I really didn't know how to start my kitchen project. It's a construction project, but it really needs to be evaluated for whether it's really the best kitchen for the house, or if it's just a decorating thing where I just need to replace what I have." And everybody has different concerns and different focuses. And what I've learned is that when you do kitchens every day in and out, and they're creative, tough kitchens, especially small kitchens and old kitchens like in Philadelphia, you come up with methodologies that aren't normal, for lack of a better word. And little changes can make a big difference in how the kitchen functions. Plus, many kitchens were designed at a time when maybe they weren't used that much for entertaining, or they were designed by a man, be it a carpenter or an architect, who never cooked a day in his life and doesn't care about the prime real estate of between the sink and the range to do the food prep, or the many of other things, how the cones of light from the hi hats in the ceiling, so you're not followers of yourself as you're prepping your meal, and so that your under cabinet lighting illuminates the workspace where you're actually working. So some people have realized that maybe I do need design, not just decorating or replacement of the stuff that's in there. And other people go, "Oh, I need a contractor to tell me what we can do and how much it will cost." And what people really need in the beginning is someone to facilitate all the many elements that it takes to make a great kitchen. Is that you have someone to facilitate the complex process of putting together these dissimilar materials, appliances and wall splash and counters and cabinets and stuff, and someone to control the process so that it's done in a reasonable amount of time, 6 weeks, not 6 months, because of good planning. What you don't need is an estimator, a salesman, or a carpenter to come in and say, "What do you want? What do you want to spend?" They should be part of that process to help you get the most value out of your project. Now, if you're flipping your house, or you're not going to live in it, or so, these things are not that important. But if you're going to be in your house for 5 years or more, you want to make sure that your job is done efficiently, beautifully, and most importantly, that it lasts. In fact, I'm such an advocate of that I'm the only person that I know of in Pennsylvania that makes sure that the top coat of his finish is baked. And what I mean is they're catalytically fused, they're wet on wet finish, and it's in an oven and it's baked to cure. People say, "Well, why doesn't everyone do that?" Or why? No, it takes a very expensive oven to do that, and that difference is critical in getting your cabinetry to last. Yes, you'll spend a little bit more, but you're adding such value because your handles won't get gummy around on the cabinetry, and your finish in general will just last better resistance to UV light. But be that as it may, many companies today who are calling themselves kitchen experts, or we do design build, or we do the whole thing, there's a big difference between doing design build versus doing a combination of architectural design, cabinetry design, interior design, and lighting design. If you take those 4 elements of design and incorporate them into the kitchen design and articulate all the things you need to do, you have very little changes when the job's going on. And that's why performance kitchens, the jobs just get done at record speed with very few changes. So just like insurance, I don't know insurance real well. I don't understand how you pay these huge premiums, and then if something goes wrong, you have to dish out money yourself and they don't cover it. You really got to know your kitchen specialist. Just because people have good reviews does not mean that means they have a good review for taking a space like you have and making it the best space that adds the most value to their home. It just means that they got a result that the people are happy with. Well, the people may not know how much happier they could be or how much more valuable their home was if it was done by someone who focused on architectural design, how the packages come in, food storage is where your perishables go, your cabinetry design, the best layout so that your cutlery drawers between your dishwasher and where you set your table, your interior design, all the stuff everyone wants to talk about, the colors, the selection of the wood, and of course your lighting design, because it doesn't matter how great your lighting is or how many windows you have. At nighttime, you need a good lighting design. It's really a good idea to shop around to find someone you're compatible with that understands your goals and that you're open enough to accept the experience of the people you're doing business with. We have a collaboration room and a collaboration table where we have a go-to meeting room where our designers who've worked for us, some of them for 30 years, some of them 11 years, 5 years, 7 years, and our in-house designers all collaborate about your design. You never get a salesperson or a carpenter or one designer without all the input that it takes to make your kitchen special. And it doesn't cost, I was going to say any more, but let's say that much more, because we all know you get what you pay for. But it's not an exorbitant price, and certainly it couldn't be, or we wouldn't be in business for 50 years. But it's important that you get that kind of attention to detail when doing a kitchen. It's a very personal experience of emotions, and you want it to be yours and customized, but you don't want it to be so special that when you go to sell your house, they go, oh, we got to rip this kitchen out. Our kitchens look beautiful for 30 or 40 years. The average kitchen in 7 to 10 years has saggy drawers and it sounds like saggy drawers, like your pants are saggy. The drawer heads are all cockeyed, and the door hinges are sagging. And as I said before, the finish allows them to get gummy from the skin oils. There's a lot of things that people just don't know about, whereas we're really focused on the cabinetry and the design. And then about 80% of our clientele like us to orchestrate the entire process for them. And in doing that, we're able to save huge money for them as long as they have the patience to let us get all the work done, the T's crossed, the I's dotted. So hopefully that's been educational and not confusing, and we would be happy to show you how it's applicable to your particular job, and look forward to hearing from you.